Hello, welcome back guys to Global SMC Forex Trading. So for those who didn't catch up for the last video, go and check the last video where we were talking about the market structure, how we view the market structure in Forex. So on this section, I'm going to talk about the step 2 now, because now we are on supply and demand. So for those who are new at this channel, go and check the last section, or the first section that we did about market structure, how to view this market or the price action in forex trading. Also on that channel or on that video, that's where I was talking about how to view this. So what does S&D means? So for S&D just means supply and demand. So let me write it for the sake of the new people. So we have supply and demand. So now the question is, so how do we use it to the real market structure? This is something that I'm going to tell you. So basically, what do you call a supply, or what do you call a demand? This is a question that you guys might want to know, and it's a very common question that people ask about. What is a supply? What is a supply? Right, like this. What is a supply? And what is a demand? What is a demand in forex? Yes, because if you go even on Google, on all these searching engines, you are going to see that the definition, or this definition, they are always kind of the same, but the way how we use it now, it differs, because now this is forex trading, so we use it the different way. So the supply now, what are we saying about supply? When the price is buying, right? When the price is buying, we know that there is a time whereby the sellers comes into the market. All right, there's a time whereby the sellers come into the market. So now when the sellers come into the market aggressively, pushing the market down, that last movement, or that last step that the buyers were involved before the market moved down, this is what you call a supply zone, right? So what are we saying? Using the graph, let's say let me take the I like to use this, let me take the ghost feed so that people will actually see. Okay, so what are we saying now? If the market, right, if the market is buying like this, the market is buying, right, you know that this market, just assume that this market is buying, and this last move that the buyers are into the market before the sellers come and join the market down, this last move that happens before this aggressive push that is called by the sellers, this is what we call supply, right? So at the same to demand zone, what are we saying about demand zone? Demand zone, we are saying, as the market, let me check the ghost feed. So we are saying, as the market, right, is selling, right, there is a point of time whereby the buyers take action, or whereby the buyers now comes into the market. So when the buyers now come into the market, they push the market to the other direction, whether aggressively, correctively, but we are saying by the time that they come into the market like this last move that were done by the seller before these buyers come into the market, this zone is what you are calling the demand zone. So I think for the revision sake, let me try to explain again what I'm saying. So what am I saying now? You know, when the market, or when the forex market is happening, right, when the buyers came into the market, right, there is a point of time that the sellers would want to take over the buyers, or whereby the sellers want to come to the market with an aggressive move. So we are saying this last move that happens, which is caused by the buyers before these sellers came into the market aggressively like this zone, or this last move, right, this is what we call supply. Going to demand, when we are having sellers, right, we are seeing that this last move before the buyers came into the market aggressively, coming to push the market into the opposite direction or correctively, this is what we also call again the demand now, right? So the thing that happens now, when you're into forex now, right? So the question is like, so how do you use this concept, or how do you use the supply and demand theory, right? So for the educational purposes, right, I'm just teaching you how to identify these zones at a bigger time frame or at a bigger scale. But what happens now, let's say we want now to use them in real life. So what we do now, when we are using now in real life, sometimes we refine them to, let's say, a 50% zone, or we can even refine it down to the last mitigation zone. Even to this supply, we can even refine it to the 50% zone, or even to the last mitigation zone. So to the last time mitigated zone. So what are we saying now? This is actually what is supply and demand. So now let's now use this concept of supply and demand to the actual real market, right? So before even going to any further, right, let me show you from here up to the end how you identify the supply and demand zones, right? So what are we saying now? If you check from this zone, let me do it like this so that you guys you know where we are starting and ending. Let me place a vertical market like this. Okay, let's start from here. Yeah, so we are starting from the line that I placed here. So what are we saying now? As you can see here, we had the buyers that came into the market, right, pushing the market to the upside, right? But we realized that that's when the sellers came with an aggressive move, pushing the market to the down move, right? So what are we saying now? So if you are to select our supply zone, this will be our supply zone, this whole zone from this last move to this zone, right? But we now, as smart man traders, right, we don't get ourselves involved in situation like this. So what we try to do is to find the last move before this action happened, which is here, right? This is how we refine it, so that we know that this section is the last supply zone which caused this aggressive move, right? Again, as the market was trailing down, let's say it was trailing down, we can even see that same thing here, guys. This one is now a demand. You can see that there were some sellers that were there before the market just came aggressively, but of course it didn't go as far as much. But of course it's even left this small demand that you are seeing here, right? At the same time, we can see that as the market was doing that, right, it came here again, and here when the sellers were into the market, right, this is the last move before the buyers came into the direction, which is a demand again, which is a demand. Let me label it for you guys, which is the demand. So on this section, we're just covering the demand, the supply, right? So you can see that when the market was going up, so here, from what I taught you guys, it depends on how you want to use this demand zone, right? I told you like this, actually, like this whole move from this section is the actual move, or is the actual demand zone. But you don't want to get some, because you can't enter the trade here, because you might get some drawdowns up to here, which is like a big loss. That's why we refine them to even 50% or even 20%. But if you refine it maybe to 50% or less, it's okay, right? So let's continue now. Let's trade with the market. As the market was going up, it came down. This zone, you can even see this zone was the last move before the market made this aggressive move. Then it came and retested. Boom, we are into money. Then at the same time here, let's do the same thing again. How do we find the supply on this zone? This one was the last zone before this aggressive move. You can see, guys, we are even trailing with the market. Let's come again to this zone. Which one is the last move before this aggressive move? You can see again this. You can see that when the market came and tapped again into this demand zone. So for this sake, we are doing a demand zone, right? We can even go to supply. Let's do supply zones, right? So for supply zones, we are just saying the same. Before the market, right? This is our supply zone, right? This is our supply zone. The last bullish move before this, before when the sellers came into the price, right? But you're going to know that the more you go into supply and demand zone, I can tell that a week, this is what we call a week is on supply and demand zone. So if it's me who is doing this, I can even refine it to the last week, because if I go down frame, you're going to see that this okay, if let me just do it for the sake of education. Let me do it so that I show you guys what I'm trying to say. Forex trading is not even a big topic, something that you just have to like it first. You apply what I'm teaching you here, guys, then you go and try and test it until we start to see there's something all together. I think it wants us to go to 1 minute time frame. So if I go to 1 minute time frame, I won't be able to see things from this side. So for the educational purposes, I think you saw what I was doing. So let me proceed with what I was talking about, so that we don't spend much of your time, guys, because I know that you want to go to the market and start to milk this market. So what are we saying now? Let's show the market, right? As the market was going down here again, we can see that this one was our last move. This one was our last move before the market went up like this. Then it came and retested again. It went up. Then again, now what are we saying? This whole zone is this whole zone, right? Which zone are we talking about? This down move zone is our last demand before the market came aggressively. But what are we saying? We don't use this one, we refine it to the last move, which is this one for this case. So if I was the person who was trading, maybe I would wait for the market to come and see what it's going to do here before it boom. But do you realize that the market came again and made a bullish move before it came again and made an aggressive move? Now this is now a supply. This is our new this is our new supply, this last bullish move before it went down. So we can even refine it to 50% or to last mitigation zone, you see. So as you can see, guys, I was just telling you how to view this supply and demand zone, right? Which is something that if you practice, if you take your time to practice these things with experience or with refinements, or doing it every day, trying, testing it, you see that you improve and improve and improve every day until you start to see, or to even see them on 1 minute time frame. So as what we always say, right, guys, you have to know that the market is fractal. What do you mean by fractal? What happens in 1 day time frame is what happens on 1 hour. It's the same that happens on 30 minutes. It's the same that happens on 1 minute. Even if I go to 1 minute, let's take for example, let me go to 1 minute, the lowest time frame, right? We can even see the same thing, right? What are we seeing from this market, right? Before the market came and made this aggressive move, this was our last move before this down move, right? So we can even choose this as our supply zone, so that we don't even wait for the market to come to this upper zone. We can even use this zone and wait for the market to come to this zone and start to break down. So what are we saying now? Depending with the time frame that you are, time frames are used to see the market structure at that particular time. You don't use time frame for confirmations. You don't use time frame to view candlestick. No, we use market, or we use the time frame to view the market at that particular time. If you want to use 5 minutes time frame, it's up to you. If you want to use 15, it's up to you. If you want to use 30 minutes, it's up to you. But you're going to realize that the more you go down frame, the more you start to see some refinements. That's why me, sometimes I always like to view the market from the 1 minute time frame, because I know the price action is a little bit noisy, but this is where I like to view the market and start to even involve myself as the market is trailing to the direction that it was. So basically guys, this is what you're supposed to know, and this is actually what is supply and demand. So for the sake of recap now, let me do the recap of what I was saying, guys, to the people who were not actually understanding what I was saying. What is supply? A supply, guys, when the sellers or when the buyers come into the market, right? They come into the market, right? But there is a point whereby they start to have no strength into the market, right? So that last zone, that when the buyers now have no strength, then now the sellers pushes the market down. How do you see it? Do you see it with this large bar or this aggressive move that no, the sellers are now controlling the market? So this last zone that the buyers involve themselves into the market is what you call the supply, right? For the demand, right, we are saying before the sellers, right, when it's a market, the sellers come into the market, right, then they trail the market down and down, but there's a certain point whereby the buyers decide to take over the market, and it pushes the market aggressively to the other direction. So how do you see that the market is being pushed? We see them using the candlestick. For instance, here you see this aggressive move. You can see this aggressive move. You can see this blue aggressive move. Even this one, the big one, this blue move. That's when you see that, oh, now this is what you call a demand, right? You see this by this bullishness, right? So basically, so what are we saying? You can take the whole zone as it is, or you can refine it to 50% or to the last unmitigated zone, whereby you want to refine your trade so that you won't get drawdowns, so that when the market comes trail and goes into your zone and do your confirmation and target the last high, which is the liquidity, so that when the market is doing these moves, when it comes to here, maybe it comes to this point, to this large. So what happens to the market? It can even come to this large, right? Then it does its confirmation, that then it acts like it wants to go up, then it comes and boom, stops you out. So we don't want you to be involved in these stops out, because for the sake of your account, even if you are new to forex trading, you won't like it because you have more drawdowns. So that's why we refine the zones to this edge, so that you won't be involved in this all market structure until you are waiting for your last move before the up move, so that if you see your confirmation, which is the topic that I'm going to do on the next video, which is a wipe off, then after you see the wipe off, or some private entries that I do, understanding the wipe off, then after you see the wipe off, then you enter the trade, then you manage it as it's going to your direction. So I think for this video, guys, I have told you how you can view the market using the supply and demand. So if I teach you anything, guys, go to the market, go and try it, go and test it, go and test it, and go and even see more. You're going to see that you even see more and more of these zones. So if you're wise, or if you're really interested in trading, right, trading is just the effort that you put. If you want to be the best trader, right, you put more effort, right? You go into the market every day, see the market, the charts every day, try it, test it, develop your system, right? I always talk about this almost every video, that for all the forex traders, guys, if you have any method that you have, or if you have heard of what you know about forex trading, whether you use the trend lines, whether you use the moving averages, that doesn't matter. Just go and practice that. Know the weakness of your strategy, right? After knowing the weakness of your strategy, you modify it, you test it, you make some journals, the records of what you are doing. After every month, you know your weakness. What is your weakness? How do you modify this trade? How can you be more profitable? So you see that day by day, doing that, practicing that, seeing this supply and demand zones every day, practicing it every day, you start to see things clearer and clearer. So what are we saying? In other words, practice makes perfect. You understand? The more you practice it, the more you start to see this because as of me, I can even tell you guys that this is the hourly time frame, but as of me, I even like to trade 1 minute time frame, because of course I have a lot of experience, or some experience, that I can even view some markets in different angles, you understand. But there's something that I also did the same to try it. I tested it. I know some weaknesses, and I'm still even testing it, because there's no way that you can say now I learned forex, or this is the last lesson that I'm having in forex. Now it's time for me to take all the manual stuff. No, no, no. You always learn every day, even if you have the best mentor in the world, but you always learn every day. So guys, go and test this. Go and test this. Go and see what is the supply and demand. So thank you guys for coming to this video. For those people who are new to this channel, this is Global SMC Trading. So if you want more information about how we view the market, there's some information in the chat below, and we also have the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. You just go and write Global SMC. You know, our log is just the same. If you see the same log like that, you can just see some journals that you do, some analysis that you do, and I think you're going to be profitable. Otherwise, guys, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate, and I'm signing out.